As he cuts and folds the paper around a toy, he glances out onto the snowy streets of Camberwell, South London, where beggars stroll past boarded-up shops, adorned with graffiti, and is reminded of a favorite quote of his father, Day of the Jackal star Edward Fox. "There is a really good line my dad often says, the nakedness of the indignant world may be clothed from the trimmings of the vain." That quote is very relevant today. It comes from the 1766 novel The Vicar of Wakefield by Anglo-Irish writer Oliver Goldsmith, reflecting the vast gulf between the rich and poor in 18th-century Britain. Written decades before Oliver Twist, novelist and campaigner Charles Dickens, often quoted in similar situations, was even born. Freddie believes Goldsmith's observations on financial disparity could easily describe 21st-century Britain. "In this city which I love and am hugely proud of, it has never felt more desperate. It's a world I'm so far away from personally, but I feel there but for the grace of God go any of us," he says. "I have a family. I have people to protect me, people who will back me. The people being supported by this charity don't have safety. They don't have all the things I take for granted." Freddie is wrapping presents and writing cards, signed Santa's Helper, for a charity close to his heart, St. Giles Trust. They'll be given to struggling parents to lay out for their little ones on Christmas morning. On that day Freddie, 33, who played Mark Thatcher in Season 4 of The Crown, will be embraced in the warm glow of one of Britain's great acting dynasties. Edward Fox and his wife Joanna will also be joined by their daughter Amelia, star of Silent Witness, and a lively throng of relatives. "The thing I love most about Christmas is going home to my family, going to Dorset where my heart is," continues Freddie, who won plaudits for his portrayal of convicted killer Jeremy Bamber in the television drama White House Farm in 2020. "If I couldn't do that I would feel totally bereft. We'll all be together enjoying a traditional Christmas. I feel held by the love of my family every Christmas when I go to that house to be with them. It's not because of the presents or any of that stuff, it's because I go to that house to celebrate with them. Without that, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas." Away from the festivities, it's clear he'll spend time hoping those families being supported by social justice charity St. Giles will feel the same joy as his family. Children growing up in families on or below the poverty line, afflicted by addictions, menaced by domestic violence and living in fear of being sucked into the gang culture of county lines, face a daunting future, and Freddie believes they need to feel loved and at the core of the family. "The present is a symbol of the love and a feeling of safety that a family can provide," he says while examining a toy. "It's an incentive to those people who could be in a vulnerable position to say, 'This is the life I want. I don't have to do something that puts my life and my family in danger.' It's a very powerful individual message and I'm very lucky and proud to be a part of that." Freddie is paying a visit to the charity's pantry, next to its HQ in the heart of Camberwell, South London. He pops in as pantry network manager David Adams, 34, uses chalk to write up a Christmas recipe on a blackboard. This is not a warehouse-style food bank, but a cozy, brightly lit shop festooned with Christmas decorations. But everyday shoppers cannot shop here. Members pay £3.50 a week, which entitles them to £25 worth of groceries, including fruit and vegetables. David tells Freddie, "We do not provide a handout, this service is a hand-up." clients are referred from councils, housing associations and schools. On their first visit they fill out a form so their needs can be fully assessed. Recipes are a fun way of encouraging them to use the ingredients available during that particular week. We are offering people a safety net before they need a food bank, explains David. We assess their situation to see if they are claiming the right benefits and help them with that as well. Our staff spend a lot of time looking at their needs and situations. For example, some people only have access to a microwave, so we help them choose suitable food for microwaves. St. Giles also has pantry food hubs in Coventry, Leeds, Hackney, East London, and on an estate in the heart of Kensington and Chelsea, West London, where they offer advice on how to cook tasty winter stews using slow cookers. There are plans to open pantry food hubs in Norwich and North Wales next year. This is just a brilliant idea, enthuses Freddie as he wraps gifts for members when they come to collect their Christmas shopping. He has been involved with the charity for more than 4 years after being recruited when he read a poem written by a prisoner at a conference on prison reform, an issue which greatly interests him. St. Giles CEO Rob Owen invited him along to chat to so-called peer advisors, mentors who have been in prison themselves or addicted to drugs or have been the victim of domestic violence, who support those deemed most at risk of falling through society's safety net. It's those people who have been through terrible times that are best able to help those who are going through it and help turn their lives around, adds Freddie. If you are going through an incredibly difficult situation, you want someone who has been there saying, without any judgment at all, I will hold your hand as long as you need it and I am going to show you your future is bright. When the model was explained to me, I knew it was a good fit with my views, so I told them at St. Giles that I have signed up for life. Initially, Freddie was invited to meet inmates at London's Wandsworth prison. They were happy to share every single detail about why they were in prison and what they wanted to do when they left, he continues. There were a lot of extraordinary stories. It was eye-opening and exciting being in a room with people whose lives were so divergent than my own. All of them wanted to make sure what they had done before they came into prison, they weren't going to do when they left. Now I want to visit a women-only prison. The reasons women go into jail are often so different to the reasons men are sent to prison. For women, so much of it is about caring for children. They will go to any lengths to look after them. A visit is being penciled in for early next year to help him get a deeper understanding of the issues faced by women prisoners. St. Giles has helped 300,000 people over the last 60 years. In the last year it rescued 223 children and young people from county lines gang exploitation and helped a further 836 reduce their debts and stabilize their finances. In recent years, it has focused on those in society held back by poverty, exploitation, abuse, addiction and mental health issues, but will be doing more work with prisoners next year. This year St. Giles hopes generous readers may be able to share donations. Freddie adds, I would say to Daily Express readers, your Christmas donation could not be put to better or more effective use for a charity that is doing extraordinary work in London and across the country. Last year, St. Giles also supported 113,000 people, including giving one-to-one support for 5,500 people trapped in a cycle of reoffending and homelessness. Their interventions helped 1,084 disadvantaged people into employment and tens of thousands were reached through schools-based preventative work. Freddie, currently playing Spiderweb in the Apple TV Plus espionage drama Slow Horses, based on Mick Herron's best-selling books, opposite Gary Oldman, clearly has a natural affinity with those involved in this challenging work. Dressed in his jeans and roll-neck sweater, he blends in easily with the team, many of whom he knows on first-name terms. "I feel very comfortable here," he adds, smiling. The St. Giles model works. It should be taken up by the government and put into action in our prisons and communities on a much broader scale. For more information on its work, or to donate to St. Giles Trust, please visit stgilestrust.org.uk.